Welcome to the deep dive. So we've got a stack of sources here, and they're all focused on one thing, her fantasy box.
Like the adult subscription service.
Exactly. And the big question is whether the marketing hype actually holds up. Our job here is to cut through the noise and figure out if this is a genuine shortcut to discovery or maybe just a costly convenience.
That's it. Our main source is a really thorough consumer review of the service. And the core marketing claim is pretty simple. They deliver a monthly box of intimate products.
A curated route to pleasure and exploration.
That's the idea. They're basically selling discovery, delivered right to your door.
Okay, so let's unpack that. Is this platform genuinely worth the premium in 2025, or are you just, paying extra for a nice little branded box?
Well, the website makes it sound incredibly appealing. The marketing leans very heavily on discretion and ease.
Things like discreet shipping, themed boxes.
Yes, and that promise of privacy. For this kind of product, that's a huge selling point for a lot of people.
But hold on a minute. I mean, doesn't nearly every major online retailer offer anonymous packaging now?
That's a great point.
Are we really calling basic logistics a key feature in 2025? It sounds a bit like window dressing to me.
And that's where the analysis gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because, that promise of effortless discovery, it kind of starts to dissolve when users run into the operational side of things.
The headaches.
The headaches, exactly.
Yeah.
According to the review, when you look at consumer transparency, the focus shifts really quickly from the appealing idea to, well, questions of actual value.
Okay, so tell us about those user reports. What are the specific red flags that came up?
So the concerns mostly fall into three big buckets. First up is product quality and consistency. Some subscribers mentioned receiving items that just felt lower tier than what was advertised.
I see. And the second bucket?
The second was a major issue with redundancy. For instance, the reviewer talked about getting 3 different flavored massage oils in 3 consecutive boxes.
Wow. Okay, that's not curation. That's just repeating product categories.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And that creates a huge expectation gap. If you're paying for someone to choose for you, you expect variety and, some tailoring.
Not just repeated items you might not even use?
Absolutely. And that brings us to the third big issue. Value for money.
The bottom line.
Right. The review found that the average box has about 2 full-size products. But historically, one of those is often a lower-cost item, something you can find online for less than $5.
So when you factor that in, the subscription fee starts to look a lot like, a hefty convenience tax.
It really does.
So what does this all mean for you, the potential consumer listening to this?
The review is pretty clear that the service isn't a total failure, but these inconsistencies, and there were also reports of unclear cancellation processes, it all means it's, quote, not a guaranteed fit for everyone.
It sounds like the choice really boils down to one thing.
I think so. At the end of the day, you have to ask, are you getting true, high-value, curated access to great new items, genuine value, or are you just paying extra for someone to put readily available things into a box for you?
And understanding that premium before you commit is vital.
It's everything.
All right, that wraps up our deep dive. We've looked at the marketing promise and pitted it against the realities of product quality, transparency, and the actual value for money.
Which leaves us with a final thought for you to mull over. Given the powerful lure of privacy and convenience in such an intimate category, how much of a financial premium are people really willing to pay just to avoid the hassle of sourcing the exact same items themselves?
Think about what you're actually buying, the products, or just the pure discretion.